I hear this English mistake a lot, but what's more important than the mistake is what I'm going to tell you in this video. Welcome to English Coach 3Ts. I'm Tanya, and today I have two words that are commonly mispronounced. One of them you may not have even heard of before, but it is important mostly because the other word, cook, is often said in this way, kook. As usual, today I have created a study guide, or you could call it a help sheet, to go along with the vocabulary, and in this case, the pronunciation that I'm going to share with you today. If you would like to get this free help sheet, all you have to do is sign up for my free More English Club, and you can find the information in the description below. So to cook, like to make something in the kitchen, to prepare food, to make dinner, to cook is pronounced cook. It rhymes with the word book. Kook, the word kook, is actually a different word. A kook is somebody that's like, this is kook. Kook. It's a little bit like strange, silly, crazy, unusual, funny. It's a kook. And it isn't a super common word, but it is really similar to the word cook. The word kook doesn't really have a lot of sounds, or I should say words, that rhyme with it. But the oo sound, the double O, sounds like the word two. So kook, two, kook. And if I were going to give you an example in two sentences, I could say something like, I like to cook dinner each evening. Or, that guy is a kook. But I said I would tell you what is even more important than whether or not you make this mistake. Because, as you've heard me say before, making mistakes is just part of the process of learning. If you're learning, you're making mistakes. If you're not making mistakes, you're probably not learning. Think about it. If you already know, therefore you don't make a mistake, then you're not learning. It's a part of learning. And I want to tell you three things and a bonus that are more important than this mistake, and quite frankly, more important than any mistake. So let's take a look at number one. Number one is really what native speakers do when they make a mistake. And I don't just mean native English speakers. I mean native speakers of almost maybe every language. And that is, if you make a mistake, if you accidentally say something wrong, a lot of the time a native speaker will just laugh. Oh, I didn't mean kook, I meant cook. And everyone laughs and continues. This is one of the things that I think is more important, not because it's what native speakers do, but because I think it's a great thing to learn. That when you make a mistake, don't think of it as wrong. Think of it as, okay, I can learn, or it's just something that happens so that you can continue on with the conversation and go to the second most important thing, which is the connection you're making with another person. Or you might say what you're communicating. If you communicate something that is a mistake, it's okay. You can clarify what you meant to say. For example, you could say, oh, I meant I cook. Let me clarify, cook, not kook, and then continue on with your conversation. Number three is a fact that I taught to native speakers when I taught communication in general. And it's important because it's an important part of communication that most of us never think about or even know. So let me start with this question. How much of communication do you think is about the words that you say? Think about that. Pause the video if you need to so that you can think about that. How much do you think is about words? And the answer is 7%. 93% is other things. I should say are other things, like body language, gestures like I'm doing now, eye contact, facial expression, sound, how loud I'm speaking, the tone of my voice. 93% is not about words. It's not about vocabulary. It is not about grammar. It's about these other things. So I want to tell you this so you can think about the fact that even if you said the wrong word or mispronounced the word or changed the order in the sentence a little bit, the person who is listening to you still has 93% of what you're doing to understand what you are saying, including the context of what you're saying. And this is such a great example. If you're already talking about food or restaurants or dining, things like this, then if you say kook, it's very likely that from the context, I know you're talking about cook. And this is just one example. So the main idea here, before I give you the bonus, is don't worry about it. Try to focus on the connection with the other person and communicating what you're trying to say. And then let me give you the bonus, because I think it is what brings all of this together. The bonus is how you make the person feel. How you make the person feel, as opposed to exactly what you say, how you say it, and all of those things. And this bonus is connected to that 93%, which is body language, tone of voice, all of those things. How you make that person feel. But let me tell you a caveat. A caveat is a little more information you need to understand something. And in this case, the caveat is you aren't in charge of how other people feel. It's not that you totally control how other people feel, but we can contribute. We can do things in such a way that they will understand differently, and then they choose how they feel. But it's important to think about, am I acting like the person I want to act like? Am I doing things with my body language, with my facial expressions, with my gestures, with my tone of voice and the volume of my voice that is communicating in the best way, and I might add in the kindest way that I can? Because this has a huge, huge, huge part in how we communicate with other people. Remember, if you need some help with the English vocabulary and things that I said in this video, you can get my help sheet for free by joining my free More English Club. Details in the description. And if you're ready to learn even more English with me, be sure and watch this video next, and I'll see you there.